So we're now going to do one of my favourite exercises, which is a vocal lip trill. So I find lip trills to be a brilliant way of helping balance the airflow, staying relaxed and sliding between the range. So just to show you, a lip trill is... Now some people may never have heard this and it may be quite a strange concept, and for anyone that's done any singing or sung in a choir, I'm sure that you probably may have come across lip trills because it's something that most vocalists tend to love them because they do so many things at the same time. So just to say, it may be something that you find tricky if you have never done it before. It can take a little bit of time to get used to, so don't worry too much. I'll try and break it down as simply as I can and just go step by step. But if you can't do it, you can also do tongue trills, which are which do a similar kind of thing if you find lip trills too difficult. So one of the things I said about lip trills was sliding across the range. So what is the vocal range? So for some people, again, this may be a whole new concept, that when we are singing, we have like different gear changes in our voice. So for example, we have what I like to call the chest voice, which is la, and the head voice, la, la, la. Another vocal word for it is, some people like to call the chest voice the modal voice and the head voice falsetto. So you can use whatever term you want, and I'm just telling you that so you don't get confused if you're like, well, what is modal and what is falsetto? Because actually chest and modal are exactly the same, falsetto and head are exactly the same. So we're going to use chest and head. When we start learning to sing, we're really learning how to smoothly go between those different places. Sometimes it can be quite hard to know, how do you slide between this la and la, because they feel like they're coming from different places and it feels like we're using quite different technique. So one of the ways that we learn to develop this smooth transition between this different vocal range is through sliding with lip trills. And it's a really nice, easy way of doing it that just keeps it really gentle for our vocal folds and gives us a lot of airflow to help with the transition. So first of all, I'm going to get you to put your fingers below the corners of the lips. We're going to just push up the cheeks a little bit, just below. And we're going to first of all do an unvoiced sound. And then we're going to do a voiced sound. So just try that. We'll just do a little bit of sliding. If you find it really, really hard to do a lip trill, again, try a tongue trill. And if that doesn't work either, you can always do the that we talked about. Now, if you're trying to do a lip trill and you're finding that you're just getting a but you can't make that sustained breath, then just go back to your breathing mechanism and think, okay, am I using my diaphragmatic breathing? If I want to, I need to think about the piece of rope that's being pulled, that nice balanced airflow, and the impetus is really coming from the breath. So it's not a here, it's a breath-driven sound. No tension. Again, check our necks and shoulders aren't getting tense. And now I'm going to introduce sliding between the range. Again, I'm going to get you to start on the A, and we're going to go from the A to the E. So we're going to go. Great. And as I said earlier, you can do that on a V sound if you're finding that difficult, or even a Z sound. If you're finding that easy enough and you're like, great, I've got this down, you want to move on to the next part of the exercise, you can. So we could just try a... So we basically do a... Okay, so you'll go... Great, so that's quite a workout already. But if you're like thinking that feels good and you want to move on to do something a little bit more difficult, you could even go. So let's try that. So also you can just use lip trills to just really slide. So you can think, I'm going to go start low. I'm going to slide up as high as I can go. Start high. So it can just be a real time to experiment with going between the range, whatever pitches you want to do. Another thing you can do with lip trills, which is really great, is to go with a song. So you can go through a song and lip trill through a song just to make sure that your airflow is balanced. I'm going to work on a song with you a little bit later and I'll show you how we can do that. But for example, lula 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 bye bye. You could lip trill that phrase. And then do it again. And then come back to the phrase, lula, 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 bye, bye. And you often find that when you do that, you really balance the airflow and the sound is often a lot richer. So as you can see, I'm very enthusiastic about lip trills because they are a fantastic vocal technique which really helps you work on lots of different things. And as I said, they can be brilliant for working on songs, and they're such a simple way of knowing how to go into a song. So I hope that it's been useful for you. Just have a play around, make it work for you. You can do as many of the exercises or just sliding between, but see if you can incorporate lip trills into your daily routine, and I'm sure it's something that you'll find beneficial.